What is up, everybody? Welcome into an episode of It's Called Football on the Vendetta Sports Media YouTube channel. It's been a little bit of a while. We apologize. It's been a busy time of the year. New year now, new season. We're ready to keep going and rolling all the way through the World Cup and into next season. Before we do that, Jackson, how you doing on this Thursday evening?
I'm good. A little bit of a different backdrop for me right now.
Yeah.
New place out here in Chicago. So working some things out, building some things, but it's getting there. So it's getting there.
Yeah, I assume it's a little colder in Chicago now than it was in Cali.
Oh my God. Let me get started on that. Let me see the temp right now. It's currently 21 outside. Feels like 15.
Hey.
I think it was like 15. Felt like 4 yesterday when I got off.
That's fun.
Yeah.
But hey, glad to hear it's all good there. Maybe get to a Bears playoff game this weekend.
I do not have that kind of money, but
that would be sick.
That would be sick.
But per usual, we're going to touch on the Premier League this upcoming weekend's matches towards the end of the show. But beforehand, we're going to touch on the EFL semifinals that happened, the FA Cup third round, which saw quite a few Premier League teams fall to lower league teams, and including one sixth division team, which that was all the news there. Then I do have a couple questions to ask you about the title race and the relegation race because gaps are opening up there. But kick it off with the FA Cup. And I think we just have to go straight for the big one. Crystal Palace, the defending champions, the reigning champions of the FA Cup, lose to sixth division Macclesfield FC. And for those who don't know, Macclesfield FC really came back to life in 2021. Because I think it was Macclesfield Town disbanded in 2020. Financial issues. So they had to start a whole new team. They're in the National League North, which is, again, the sixth division. What an upset this was.
2-1 over the defending champs, a team that is currently sitting at 13th in the Prem. So it's not as high as they once were, but still a team that looks like they can beat anyone in the Prem on any given day. And they lose to Macclesfield Town. Or Macclesfield, excuse me. I see in my head, I said Town, just so used to seeing that old logo and the whole team. But yeah, Macclesfield lose 2-1. Awesome. And I think one of the coolest things, I think one of the players was a teacher or is a teacher.
Oh, yeah, the PE teacher.
Yeah, going into the school the next day after beating Crystal Palace the night before. It's absolute scenes, and this is why the FA Cup is truly the greatest club competition. Now, shout out, before we go any further, shout out Copa del Rey, Albacete beating Real Madrid 3-2 yesterday.
Yep.
Awesome stuff there, hilarious. But Macclesfield beating Crystal Palace by far takes the cake.
Yeah, just quickly on the Real Madrid game, I saw it was like an 87th minute goal, then a 91st, and then a 94th to win it. So chaos there. And hey, even Macclesfield, they left it a little late. They had to hold on after Crystal Palace scored in the 90th minute. But what a result for them. And they're 14th in the National League North. So not like they're a powerhouse there, which I want to say, I think I heard that it was the first time since 1909 that a non-league team has beat the defending FA Cup champions. And that was when Crystal Palace was in the non-league, beating Wolverhampton Wanderers.
That's sick. Great stat.
Random stuff that the commentators were talking about, and I think I saw on Twitter, but fair play to Macclesfield. Crystal Palace, one hell of a title defense. You really gave it your all. Yeah. And it's fun because who did Macclesfield drew, I think, Brentford in the next round. Yeah, they're home to Brentford. So, hey, maybe they can do double giant killing.
That would be awesome. I feel like, unfortunately, we probably saw the last of their little magic, but
you never know.
You never know.
Hey, another team that was upset in a way was from the Premier League was, why am I blanking on who it was? Nottingham Forest. Yeah, that's right. Losing to Wrexham 4-3 on penalties. It was 3-3 in through extra time. And then Wrexham got it done on penalties. And I think you had a fun stat that said something about that earlier.
About this game?
Yeah, wasn't it Wrexham's first win
against
this
side of the century? I forget which year it was, but that club has gone through so much. throughout the years before Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds purchased them. And ever since they purchased them, we all know this story. We all know the tale, the meteoric rise, if you will. And this right here, it's about as good as it gets. You know, it really is. I mean, they're pushing for promotion. So if they pull that off, that would obviously take the cake, and that would be an insane run to get promoted that quickly. They're only looking at it right now.
Because it's pretty close in the championship.
They're 1 point off, so they're right there for the playoff. But this was awesome from a Wrexham perspective.
Oh, yeah. No, great result again.
Great game, too, honestly.
And, I mean, they play Ipswich next, so they could continue even further.
I'm going to give, a shout out to Wrexham. I mean, Forest had their guys in.
Yeah.
They had their guys in. Like, when I was looking at the lineup at first, I was like, they had their guys in, and Wrexham was able to do this. It's got 3 past them. I mean, they got 3 put on him, but they scored 3 on a Premier League side, so fair play Wrexham.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3-1 before Callum Hudson-Odoi decided to go God mode in the last 15 minutes of normal time. But a couple other Premier League teams that lost. These were against other Premier League teams. Everton lost on penalties. They were beaten 3-0 on the penalties, despite their 1 goal and the 1-1 draw being a penalty goal, which I find that ironic. Man City didn't lose, but they put up 10 on Exeter City. Not surprising, but there's that. Newcastle beat Bournemouth on penalties, 3-3 in regulation, 7-6 in the penalty shootout. Tottenham continue their struggles, losing 2-1 at home to Aston Villa. Do you think Thomas Frank's out soon? Or are you surprised he hasn't been sacked yet?
I don't think you sack him yet. I am very against knee-jerk reactions. I think Man U firing Amorim, dumbest damn thing you could ever do. In my opinion, still stand by that. I know we were talking in the Slack chat, and Bagdonis was happy about it. I'm like, really? I mean,
my issue with sacking managers is who, and we'll definitely get into the Man U manager thing in a little bit, but who do you bring in?
That was my point. Who are you going to bring in that's better?
Yeah.
Don ain't coming.
No.
Who are you going to get right now? I don't know. Who's on the market? Ange? Go for Ange? Do that? Like, from a Man U perspective? But yeah, going all the way back to the Tottenham perspective, I'm not surprised because of that aspect. But again, I'm very against knee-jerk firings. Even after the Arsenal Cup, they didn't fire him. So he's probably going to get a few more opportunities, but he's got to pick it up because right now Tottenham is Tottenhaming at the max. You know, you're sitting in 14th place. You have 27 points. Granted, you're only 6 points off 5th. So
it's so close.
It looks bad on paper, but we still have so much of the season left to go. And people need to remember that when they look at the table and they're like, well, what the hell? They were just there and now we're here. 6 points from 5th place and only 8 from 4th. There's so much season left to go. I'm not surprised they haven't fired him. But you do need to start seeing results because at the end of the day, even if you're only 4 points back, but you're sitting in 12th place and you're supposedly a Big Six club, that's not a good look. Fans are going to get antsy. Board is going to get antsy, and you're going to get gone. So I think he does need to start picking it up for sure.
Yeah, one win in the last 7 is not ideal either.
Who do they got?
Even if they got some draws. Up next this weekend, they have West Ham, Burnley.
So, yeah, I was trying to see the next game after that. You have the two of the 3 sides in the bottom 3. We're going to go into that later on here. But you've 2 massive opportunities coming up.
Yeah.
If they don't win a single game, I think he should go.
Yes.
That, to me, is a sign. If they don't win, even if you lose 1, honestly, I might consider it. I know I just said I hate knee-jerk, but if you can't beat teams that are clearly struggling,
then something needs to happen.
So then I can start to see it, you know.
And fortunately, on both sides of Burnley, they have Champions League matches as well.
I was looking at that as well. They have Dortmund and then a trip to Eintracht Frankfurt. So not easy. And then you follow that up with a game against Man City, Then you follow it up with Manchester United,
Yeah.
Newcastle, then Arsenal. Holy hell. So you need these 2 games. Like,
Yes.
2 games, he's got to go, because that right there is an indictment of his tenure at Tottenham, and it's just not working.
Yeah. Surprisingly, West Ham actually did win in the FA Cup. They beat QPR 2-1. And Man U is the other Premier League team that lost 2-1 at home to Brighton. It was 2-0, all Brighton until the 89th minute. Things we love to see. As well as Arsenal winning 4-1, Leeds winning 3-1. So we will take those results.
Yes.
Anything else on the FA Cup you want to touch on before we kind of move on to the other cup that was happening at the moment?
I think we covered it from a Premier League side. We still have a game to go, though.
Yeah, there's still one more.
Swindon Town.
Yep.
Play. So we're still technically not through the round yet.
No, not quite, but almost there. Meanwhile, we're to the final. We had the semifinals of the EFL Cup on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, the first leg, or I guess it's first of 2 legs of the semifinals. Man City went to Newcastle, and it was the Semenya show. And he has looked so good since signing from Bournemouth. He got a goal in the 53rd minute to make it 1-0. Scored a second that was ruled offside by VAR. I think it was a really dumb offside. I don't think it should have been. And then Cherokee, another recent signing in the past, or more recent signing, made it 2-0 in the 98th minute for a 2-0 win by Man City on the road. What did you think about this match?
Newcastle, I always like to talk about. I think they can give Manchester City serious issues. We saw it this year. We've seen it in past years in the league. So I came into this hoping that they could get a result, especially considering it was happening in the north side of the country, far north. Super good. Semenyo, he's a damn good player. And I mean, he's hit the ground running. And I give him a lot of respect. When I think about the difference between how he transferred versus how Alexander Isak transferred in the same league, how Semenyo handled it with absolute class, and now he's hit the ground running. Whereas Isak, I mean, I feel bad for his whole injury situation, but he struggled all season. I wonder if that plays an element as well. But Semenyo has been a revelation since joining. Now it's still early. We got to see how he does in the league once he start playing some. No offense to Newcastle, but some
better teams.
Better teams, more consistent competition. We'll see how he does. I want to give a huge shout out to Cherokee. I think from an attacking perspective, he's been the signing of the season in the Premier League. He is so good, and he is so crucial to City in how they attack. His creativity, his vision, everything. And there have been a lot of good signings in the Premier League this year. Arsenal's had a few. We'll throw that out there. But Cherokee has been so good, and they got him for a very good price. So for me, I think he's been the attacking signing of the season so far.
Yeah, he's been superb. And I mean, I don't know his goal total off the top of my head, but he's got 2 goals this season. And I think that's just in the Premier League. He has already just added another one in the Cup. So he's having a great
He's got 7 assists.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just playing out of his mind. And like you said, looks like one of the signings of the season that's kind of been underrated and underappreciated. You hear all the talk about Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, all these other guys who have moved around.
We heard a lot about a lot of these guys, but then I think Cherokee –
it kind of just flew under the radar and is now letting his game speak for itself.
On the attacking side, I really think. Because it's not even just the goals and the assists. It's how he plays.
Mm-hmm. And his impact.
The passes he finds. And the overall feel he has. He's a perfect player for Pep Guardiola and for their system there. So for me, so far, he's been the attacking signing of the season. He's so good, and he got himself a goal in this as well.
I will give one other shout out selfishly to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has been on the form of his life recently, but it's different positions. He's meant to be the one putting the ball in the back of the net, not being the one who kind of controls the midfield like Cherokee has been.
He's been good recently, DCL.
Yeah. I think the scariest thing about this win, and we'll touch on it when we talk about the Manchester Derby as well, is the way Semenya has been playing, the way Cherokee's been playing. you don't have to rely on Erling Haaland anymore to
know.
necessarily score. And that is a scary thought because that's what we've talked about is their Achilles heel for the last season and a half is if he's not scoring, no one is. Foden's kind of stepped it up a bit more this year, but Semenya being there makes it very scary.
Yeah. And I talked about that. I think that's exactly what they needed when I wrote my little article on him. I think this was a great signing because the dude can score. He can put the ball into the back of the net, and that's huge because Erling Haaland is by far the best striker in the world, and honestly, I still think the best player in the world right now.
Yeah.
But if he gets hurt, God forbid, if he falls out of form, whatever it is, you need someone else to put the ball in the back of the net. So now that you have a Semenya, City, I know they're a little bit back from Arsenal right now, but I would not be shocked if they won the league.
Yeah, no, not at all. But moving on to the other semifinal first leg, Chelsea hosting Arsenal in a Battle of London. And 7 minutes in, it was an unlikely goal scorer, but set piece, Ben White off the corner, I believe.
I think it was about 2 years since he's last scored, year and a half. And his last goal was against Chelsea. So right team to do it against.
Exactly. Then I finished the first half 1-0. Victor Gyökeres scored to make it 2-0 early in the second half. Zubamendi got a third for Arsenal.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, Garnacho got 2 for Chelsea. And how were your nerves in the last 10 minutes?
Oh, they were nerving. It was after that second goal from Garnacho. It's like, oh my gosh, we're really going to lose our advantage. I still would have loved the 2-goal advantage, but I'll take the 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, and one on the road, and now going back to the Emirates for the second leg, which is not for a while, but I think I don't see Arsenal messing it up.
Yeah, I have confidence, especially I just want to throw this out there. I can't believe the whole Enzo Maresca situation.
Yeah.
Liam Rossinier, I think he's a good coach. But you had Maresca he won you the Club World Cup. And he's gone because of basically you're not giving him what he needs to build the team out the way he wants.
Yeah, I mean, he's still trying to fix the team from the shit show that the last 3 managers who have all been there for less than a season each pretty much had gotten themselves into.
It's mind-boggling to me how little patience Chelsea has. You know? Like, it's mind-boggling to me how they just, you know what? No, we're not doing that. We're doing it our way. He won you the Club World Cup, and you can't even throw the dude a bone?
Yep.
That to me was surprising. Especially because they're not having a bad year.
With that being said, they have failed to win any of their last 5 Premier League matches. The last EFL Cup match, their only win in their last 7 was against Charlton Athletic, who they beat 5-1 in the Cup.
Which is
fair. Hasn't been a great stretch. Actually, they only have 1 Premier League win since when did they play Arsenal? The end of November. They've had 1 win in the Premier League, 3 wins total.
But my thing still is that's a bad stretch of games.
Yeah.
And when you look, you're only 4 points off of 5th.
Exactly.
To me, that just seems nonsensical. It just seems very knee-jerky. And when you make a managerial change at midpoint of the season, it usually doesn't result in something positive unless you're at the bottom facing relegation, need someone in who can save you, But if you're a team up there, it usually doesn't result in anything that great. And I don't get it. I don't. I know that they rough stretch of form 1,000%, but those happen. And if you're just going to fire a manager because of that, I can't see it. I know Enzo Maresca ended up asking to leave as well. But let's be real, they forced him out. He wouldn't ask to leave if he wasn't basically getting forced out.
I'll say it's similar to the Mike Tomlin situation.
Yeah, basically. You don't fire him. It's mutual, but let's be real here. You're leaving because of shit happening with the higher-ups in the club. So I don't know. That to me was a little crazy. I talked about earlier, I hate those reactions. I hate firing managers mid-season unless you need to. I don't think Chelsea's in a position where they need to. I think it's a bad run of games, and they can figure it out. Still stand by the fact that stand by my statement that if Tottenham can't win both those games, I could totally see Thomas Frank being gone. But that's a very different situation.
Yes. Tottenham, as you said, find themselves in 14th place.
Yeah, 14th, and if you can't beat those two teams, then you're probably not a good fit at this point. But with Enzo Maresca and where they were and what he's already accomplished for the club, winning them the Club World Cup, the first expanded Club World Cup where they took down seemingly invincible PSG side, I just felt like that was disrespectful to him and what he's accomplished for your club.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's the same with the Ruben Amorim. They sit in 7th at the moment, 1 point ahead of Chelsea. As we can touch on it right now, or I guess just finish up with the EFL Cup, and then we can go into the managers a bit more. What do you expect to happen in the second legs? I know they're not for a while. Do you think it's kind of all done instead? Arsenal, Man City in the final?
I think Man City, yeah. I don't think Arsenal is done and dusted yet. Chelsea's a good enough team. They could easily come back from a 1-goal deficit. I could see
definitely
that surprise. But I do think it's likely to be Man City and Arsenal. I don't see Newcastle coming back, and be real with you. But Chelsea, I could see winning that. So not done and dusted, but I'd expect it to be Man City or Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I think it's kind of looking like that way, especially Man City, and I don't see Man City losing by 2 or more goals at home. But back to the managers thing, which one are you more surprised by? Because Ruben Amorim, it seemed like that came out of nowhere. Enzo Maresca, I felt like, was more on the chopping block.
They were flirting with the Amorim thing for so long in the news. I kept seeing rumors about it.
Yeah.
I was like, really? After everything you guys have been through recently? Really?
Yep.
You're showing signs of life under this guy. He's a young manager. We all know the potential and the talent he has as a manager. I was literally saying, I was a Man U fan. I'd be stoked when you first get him.
Oh, yeah.
I think you need to give him more time. Look at what Arsenal did with the young Mikel Arteta. You gave him some time, and
exactly.
Now we still need to win some damn trophies, but he turned the club around from a joke. I'd rather be laughed at for getting second place than being known as a club that can't qualify for Champions League.
Yeah.
At the very least, even if we end up bottling it again this year, at least we're at that stage now.
Yeah.
Consistently qualifying for Champions League. I think Amorim could have been the guy to get him there. That one was freaking insane.
And like you said earlier, they're 3 points back of a Champions League spot.
Yeah. It's nonsensical to me.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I don't get it. You carry on. I'm going to rant if you let me all day.
Oh, I was going to just say I would have let him take on these next 2 matches, home to Man City and then at Arsenal. And then if he does anything in those or fails to do anything in those, understandable. Because now you're bringing in Michael Carrick, who I don't even think I think he's been the U21s coach or something, or some youth team.
Right. Maybe he ends up crushing and gets a full-time gig, but let's be real here. Caretakers typically don't.
Yes, exactly. And they're talking about, I saw something like Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel, and Pochettino were 3 names that were being thrown around that they might go after instead. So I don't think you keep Michael Carrick for the rest of the season. I mean, you keep him for the rest of the season, but not a long-term solution.
I get what you're saying.
And it's why fire Amorim before your 2 hardest games of the season? Just for it, because if Man U comes and gets battered in both, if not just one, then it's going to be a terrible look on the front office. It's going to be a terrible look at the manager, and the players are just going to be defeated and realize they can't compete with the top dogs under this new manager.
Did you
see it? But
did you see the video day after he got fired? How happy he looked when he was on his walk with his missus.
No, I didn't.
He was smiling. He's getting paid. He doesn't have to deal with that bullshit anymore. I didn't smile. I'm still getting paid. Like, fair play, buddy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't even know if he gives a shit. I think he's like, all right, you want to fire me?
Yeah, stress off my back.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Keep paying me. Deal with that shit show on your own. I was doing stuff. We were moving in a positive direction. You don't want that? Enjoy Michael fucking Carrick. I just that one's crazy. Those two were crazy to me.
I think the thing with Maresco though is they had a plan. They knew who their guy was, and not saying that he's been a star at Strasbourg, but it's one that there is a notable talent gap between Strasbourg and the teams at the top of Ligue 1. But he's still done a decent job. And I know they're all the Strasbourg supporters are a little upset. He had him in 7th at the moment. But it's more they're kind of sick of being that baby brother to Chelsea. And that's what happens when you're owned by the same group.
Yeah, I mean that's the unfortunate reality. I mean, you see with Girona, with some of their players.
Yeah.
I mean, Sabinho, he ended up going over there after he was. I guess he was on loan. He may have been owned by Toulouse at that time. Either way, you see players do the same thing where they're owned by or they're part of the club that's not the big club, and they ultimately move up. Same thing happens with coaches as well.
I mean, that happened with Leeds when it was the Jesse Marsh era and when Red Bull first kind of came in as an outside sponsor or outside part owner. Brendan Aronson came over, a couple other guys who played at Red Bull Salzburg or Red Bull Leipzig came over, and it does happen. It's just weird seeing it from the manager side this time.
I get that frustration, but at the end of the day, if they're the owners,
they can kind of do what they want.
I mean, he's basically getting a promotion from the subsidiary to the parent company, if you will. You know, he's going from Gatorade to Coca-Cola high level. So, like, I can't blame him, you know?
No, can't blame him one bit. And that's what I mean. It's like Chelsea had a plan. Man U has no plan. They were just like, all right, we suck. We're blaming the manager, not the players, not the ownership, which are the ones that everyone on Twitter is blaming. I don't think anyone I've seen has been blaming Ruben Amorim for their lack of success.
I've seen Man U fans talk about how happy they are for him that he got out of that shit show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's that bad.
As long as the Glazers are there, I think it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that got sacked, and I think I have I'll tell you my plan for him in a second. But Xabi Alonso from Real Madrid, after losing to Barcelona,
you know where he's going next.
Oh, I 100% know where he's going. Well, as soon as Arne Slot messes up at Liverpool.
Oh, he's gone. They are licking their chops at that right now.
Xabi Alonso is going to go
They're
there.
so ready for that. And I feel for Arne Slot because he did win the league, but he did win it with Jurgen Klopp's team. I kind of feel like that. He had his own touch to it. He had some.
But it was Klopp.
When he brought his own players in this year, he tried to do his thing. What kind of happened? I feel for Jurgen Klopp first of all because the down year for City, where they just really weren't at the races. That was the year he wasn't there. If he was there, he totally would have won the league with them as well.
Oh, 100%.
All he's doing now is Trivago commercials that randomly show up during NFL games for me.
It's just a bizarre one, but and then isn't he working with Red Bull or something in their scouting department? Next thing we know, we'll see him jumping out of a helicopter, doing some BMX tricks for Red Bull.
And no matter what he does, you will see that smile from
100%.
Those white ass teeth, man. Holy, they're too white. Like they're amazingly white.
Yeah. But no, the Xabi Alonso there seems like it's done behind closed doors. It's just not. They're just waiting for everything else to fall in place.
That's immediately my mind was like, all right, so he's going to Liverpool by the end of the year.
Who goes to Real Madrid?
Well, they already hired Arbeloa.
Oh, they did? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, they hired Arbeloa on the day he took over. Then they lose 3-2 to Albacete. So, rough.
Let's go Barca, I guess.
Not even Premier League related, but that's what happens when you get too many egos in one team who think that they can run stuff. Did you see when they lost to Barca over the weekend? They're trying to do the like the Garda salute to the team that won. You stand, you applaud.
Yeah.
And Mbappe's like, no. So they didn't do it. The players didn't do it because Mbappe said that. If that's the situation at the club, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to touch it with 30-foot pole. But I get Arbeloa. You know, he's a former Madrid player. I get it, but grew up in their academy. But
I don't think any manager is going to have success with this Real Madrid team at the moment. The way, as you're saying, the egos, too many heads in the way, and they don't have a leader. You're missing that. This is where you want a Toni Kroos or a Luka Modric. This is where Thibaut Courtois needs to step up and be that veteran presence. But there's no one there. It's such a young, just complaining team, and I feel bad for Danny Carvajal, who's gone through all the great stuff and is now stuck with this pile of trash.
You had freaking Ronaldo, Bale, you had Benzema, you had absolute studs, and you got studs now. But the difference is those dudes knew how to win.
Yes, and they knew what it took to win.
And now you just got a bunch of prima donnas running around bitching and moaning rather than actually getting shit done.
Do you think Vinny leaves this transfer window?
Where's he gonna go?
Or Rodrigo?
I don't. Rodrigo, I could see.
Rodrigo, I keep seeing rumors of like Arsenal should go out and get Rodrigo.
I've seen that a lot as well. Honestly, I don't know if we really need him, but I wouldn't.
No,
mind
I agree. But
I wouldn't mind it if it's cheap, but I don't think Vinny goes. I don't know where he would go.
No, I don't either. Man City.
I don't think he could deal with the Premier League. I really don't.
No, I don't either.
With how he plays and how he acts, he's getting lit up. Like,
oh yeah, imagine. I mean, I guess he's retired now, but like a guy like Robert Huth just coming through, big body, just
Huth. Oh yeah, no, he's.
I don't know why that's the first one that came to my mind, but that's kind of the stereotypical English center back I think of. Just a big, bulky guy that's just going to abuse you, and he's not going to get the prima donna benefit that he does, or the Real Madrid benefit in the Premier League. That's why I think when Neymar was rumored about coming over, he didn't.
Dude, it's a thing. Like coming over the Prem. If you can't play a little physical, you can't survive. And that's why I love the Premier League, because it's not just a bunch of prima donnas going around. There are some, but there totally are. But it's not like other leagues.
No,
just diving all the time. You see these soft balls given. You know, we've moved a little bit towards that. I still miss when we could have some absolute thunder smashing tackles.
Some true Brexit tackles.
Dude, I love the Brexit tackles. And why we're trying to eliminate some of them from the game. I get it.
I mean, it's the same with all sports. This is why I've kind of lost as much interest in the NFL. When you can't hit people and be a little bit physical in a contact sport.
I'm like 2 beers in. I want to see some contact.
Exactly. I want to see someone get concussed.
I'm with you.
Not actually. Don't want to see injuries, but I want to see someone get blown up in a way that
you're like, it is true. But to bring it full circle, I could totally see Xabi Alonso ending up at Liverpool very, very soon.
I don't know. Mike Tomlin to Man U. You heard it here first.
The Man U.
They're going to
Ted Lasso it.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to full Ted Lasso.
What does Liverpool have coming up? I mean, they've got obviously this weekend, and they have Marseille away, Bournemouth away, Qarabag home, and then Newcastle City, Sunderland. So we got some games coming up.
Yeah, that's an interesting stretch. Anyway, anything else on the manager situation across any sport at this point, I guess?
Yeah, dude. This is what happens. We haven't done a show in a little bit. We just get yapping.
Yeah, we haven't. I will say, before this little break, even when we did have our shows, we never rambled about nonsense stuff. We've actually been way better behaved this season than we have been in the past.
Yeah, no, we're bringing it back. I still think we need to start a different show where we just ramble.
Oh, 100%.
We get a lot of people in there. We need to.
Yeah, let us know if you guys want to see a show of us and a few others just rambling about whatever sports topic comes to mind. There's going to be no format, I think, is the plan. And just see what happens.
We've been pitching that to ourselves for so long.
We have.
We got to pull the trigger and just do it at some point.
Oh, yeah. But back to the Premier League. Looking at the table, you've already brought it up a couple times, the gaps in places. Arsenal is 6 points clear of Man City.
Yeah.
I know what you're probably – oh, yes, and Villa. I know what you're probably going to say, but is the title race almost over? Do you think Arsenal is kind of the way Man City's been struggling, Arsenal 6 points clear?
No. It is never over with this team. And I get text messages from people like, oh, Arsenal's actually looking pretty good. I'm like, yeah, we are, but I've seen this movie 1,000 times with this team, it feels like, with this club, ever since I started following them as a little kid. Like, I'm not going to get comfortable with it. We have so much season left to go. We have so many potential injuries that could happen, so many losses of form. I will say this, what makes me happy is when we went through our shitty stretch, we found ways to win. It was not pretty. It was ugly. That Wolves game was the epitome of brutality from a viewing standpoint. But we freaking won.
Still found a way to get it done.
That gives me a lot of hope, right? Because if you can do that when you're down and out, not playing great, that's a very good sign. And I do think this is the most depth I've seen in an Arsenal team in my viewing lifetime, 100%. But you just, with Erling Haaland lurking 6 points behind you, you're never safe, right? We still have a long way to go.
God, I didn't realize he already has 20 goals this season.
I did, because every single week it seems like
it's Haaland scores.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Isn't that great?
Yeah, he's and now they have the third best goal scorer in the Premier League as well.
They just added another one, so that's my thing. They do have some injuries at their back line though that could kind of impact them down the way. So we'll see what happens with that. They are dealing with some injury issues, but who isn't? And I'm sure they'll find a way. I think this City team's damn good this year. I really do. So
I agree. I do think it's a very good team, and I think their signings that they've made last summer and just even recently have been massive. But I just have a feeling that I know we've seen this so many times before, and I'm not gonna try and jinx anything, but I feel like if there is a year to do it, it would be this year. And I think the way Arsenal has looked as well, because if you mess up this year, I think City will reload in the offseason. Arsenal or Liverpool will reload correctly in the summer, and it'll be so hard to do it. So I think Arsenal has to do it this year because they won't have a choice otherwise.
I think you're absolutely right. This is the year that it has to happen. I'm tired of we're building all this. I think everyone's tired of it. We've been building for so damn long. We need results now. Like, and I talked about at the beginning of the season, I wrote a post on it. Like, he has to win this year. Like, he has to, or else he might not be the guy to take us forward. I still think he is. And we are still in 4 competitions.
Yeah.
There are 4 trophies to win this year. We're 90 minutes away from one final. We're currently on top of the Champions League, and we're currently on top of the Premier League. So at this point, it's gone as well as it can, but it has to be this year. Premier League and Champions League. I'll throw that out there. With how we've looked in Champions League, how we played against Bayern Munich, this has to be a season as well, I think.
It's coming up on what this is this his 6th season as Arsenal's manager? He started in 2019. So 2019 I think it was. But after a while, if it continues to be the same results every year, something has to change. And I don't think it's necessarily his fault, and I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, I think Arsenal's going to win the league this year, but if it continues to happen and expecting a different result, what is it? The definition of insane is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's what we've been seeing from Arsenal the last 6 years.
Yep. It has to be this year. I'm 1,000% with you. But I'm not gonna celebrate.
Not until it's completely iced that it's over.
Even then, I might not celebrate. Not until the final
until you see them lifting the trophy.
Then I'll celebrate. Before that, who knows? Right? It was some bullshit.
You still play each other one more time, don't you?
We do. We have to go to the Etihad.
Yeah, what is that? The 18th of April.
Yeah, that could be Well,
Fortunately, after that, it's a relatively smoothish final 5 matches for Arsenal. Home to Newcastle, home to Fulham, at West Ham, home to Burnley, at Crystal Palace. Which for some reason I think that by the Crystal Palace one, it'll be done one way or another.
I likely at that point, I agree. I will say, looking at the schedule now, subject to change with Champions League, that throws a huge wrench in everything. Yeah. But looking at the schedule now, there's not like a stretch where I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Where like when we're looking at Tottenham coming up, we're like, oh my God. Like I don't see that with Arsenal's schedule, which is kind of nice to see from an Arsenal fan perspective. Thank you, Premier League schedulers.
Yeah. I mean, Man City's their only tough stretch is just back-to-back games at Chelsea and home to Arsenal. I will say, if it does come down to the final day, Man City home to Aston Villa on the final day.
Honestly, like take Arsenal out of the equation. That would be such a sick final day if like they kept doing their thing. You know?
And just because you also mentioned that they're tied on points with Man City, Aston Villa, any hope for them, or you think it is a 2-horse race with them? Kind of.
That's absolutely hope. I mean, they've made it this far. Like anyone who says there is hope with how they played, I beat us. Like they're pretty damn good. There's totally hope. I don't think they'll ultimately have the legs to make it all the way to the finish line. But I mean, we've seen Leicester City win it, so anything's truly possible. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say they could totally do it. I mean, they've got good players. They've got a great manager. They've got a great home field advantage. They could totally do it. I think ultimately it's going to be City and Arsenal, and I do think it's going to be close come April.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I think it'll be a 2-horse race at the end. I just wanted to give Aston Villa their flowers.
Yeah.
Just see what you thought. But, yeah.
But if they do, I wouldn't like –
it wouldn't surprise me if they hang around. I would be surprised if they ultimately win it. And
I would too.
I'll tell you what, though. If Arsenal does screw it up, I'd much rather see Aston Villa come out of nowhere and win it than Man City.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think everyone in the league's like that, where it's like, well, first of all, a lot of people hate Arsenal now.
Yeah, because your fans are what is it? Arsenal TV, those guys. They ruined the Arsenal fans' view or the way people view Arsenal fans.
I vibe with that show, though. It
can be entertaining.
It is very entertaining. But we do have I think everyone's got delusional fans, but some Arsenal
100%.
Ridiculous.
I don't know if you would have seen it. It was a couple weeks ago, but there was a video of, you know how they do like interviews of the guy on the street going around and asking. He was asking this Arsenal fan his combined 11 of Arsenal and Real Madrid all time.
Oh my God. It's all Arsenal, isn't it?
At the left wing, you put Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
No, he did not. I think the only Real Madrid player he had was Benzema and Luka Modric.
I don't even know if Benzema would be my top Real Madrid striker.
No. It was absurd, but it just goes to the delusion of Arsenal fans.
I'll tell you right now, absolutely not. Give me Casillas in goal. Ramos center back for sure is starting. Roberto Carlos for sure is starting. I'd take Modric over.
I would put Thierry Henry in there.
Yeah, Thierry Henry would play.
I could put him as a striker, maybe.
Henry up top over R9 though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what
Henry
I mean?
Yeah.
Think about everyone Real Madrid's had. Like, that's the problem. And Zidane's got to be in there. Like, can't take Zidane out.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't even put Zidane in. He was like, oh, I could put Zidane, but I'm gonna go with Martin Odegaard.
See, this is the problem. It's crazy, but
I was dying.
If there's a combined Real Madrid Arsenal starting 11 of all time, and let's talk recent history, like
this century, I would say. Vieira makes it. I would put Vieira in.
Vieira, I
midfield.
was thinking Vieira would get in there. Henry for sure. I'd like to give Bergkamp a shout, but I just don't think he's got it over their attack.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
I think you could put Bale in, but maybe put put Henry on the right wing.
I don't think Bale makes it compared to
No, I agree.
Has Sol Campbell center back.
Oh, God, imagine that. Sergio Ramos and Sol Campbell.
Kind of sick.
Honestly, make it even crazier. Pepe and Sol Campbell.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, we could do fun. We could make a back three with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that just goes back to the fact.
The delusion of
maybe two. I could see Vieira honestly getting left out as well with how many good players they've had. But I think Henry would be in there.
Anyway.
I
now I got you thinking about that.
Delusional.
Yeah. Every fan base is in one way or another. Doing it just this one can kind of run over a little briefer. But the relegation battle, it's now a 7-point gap between 18th place West Ham and Forest in 17th place. Do you think the three that we see in the bottom are the three that are going down now? Or do you think one of them is going to claw their way back up and one of either – because really it's now Leeds and Forest. Leeds at 22 points, Forest at 21. Mm-hmm. The next team in 15th is Bournemouth with 26. Curious to see how they'll be without Semenya. But do you think it's just the West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves are done for?
I think if I was a betting man, yes, I would say that. But there's still plenty of time to claw your way back up. But if you're going to do it, you got to start moving. You got to start moving. You got to take advantage of this transfer window. About halfway through it, got to get the right pieces in, and you got to start moving if you're Burnley or West Ham. Personally, I don't think Burnley will. I
don't either.
I think West Ham could, but I don't think they will either.
You look at Burnley's next 4 fixtures at Liverpool, home to Tottenham, at Sunderland, and then home to West Ham. It just doesn't. Yeah, Wolves are done for. Do they get 11 points though?
That's interesting. They're close. I bet they get 11 points. I bet they sneak one, and then get it.
I mean, hey, they're unbeaten in their last 4 matches.
Yeah, I bet they do. I am scared for that club though. If they go down, if what happens,
so they're going to be
last time happens again, where they go down again all the way to League One.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, moving on to this weekend's matches. I think the match of the week we decided was pretty obvious. Man U, Man City, from Old Trafford, the Manchester Derby. New manager for Man U, Michael Carrick, making his debut against the hottest team in the Premier League the last couple of weeks, or one of them in Arsenal. What do you expect in this one?
I gotta go City, right? Like, anyone who says otherwise is just fooling themselves. Now, Manchester derbies do tend to bring excitement, but if you have to pick a team to win, you got to go Man City with how they've been playing, and the fact that Man U doesn't have a full-time manager right now. They just fired their guy. Now you have Michael Carrick, who I have absolutely zero faith in.
Yeah,
at the helm. Like, I don't see it at all with them. I think that was a horrible decision, and I think they're going to get absolutely exposed. I know they're at home. I get that, but City is City, and United is United. And United doesn't have the guy who's bringing them back to what I think they could have been a Champions League side with Amorim in a few years. Agreed. They don't have them anymore. I think they get exposed in this game. I think they lose 2-0. But they get outclassed is how I think. It could be completely wrong because it is the Manchester Derby at Old Trafford. Happy to be proven wrong. That helps us. But I think Man City kind of exposes them a bit.
I do too, and I just don't trust Michael Carrick at the helm. He was a caretaker once before for Man U. Then he was at Middlesbrough for a few years and got sacked there after finishing, I think, 10th place in the championship. Now he's back, and the first match in charge is the Manchester Derby.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.
as well as they are missing a few players. I guess Mazzari will be back potentially from the AFCON. Embuemo will be back from AFCON. I think that's a big one for him to come back. Don't know if he's playing yet or not, but
he should be. He's been out for a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Man City, just as we've talked already, has just reloaded already. And I'm excited for the way he was playing for Egypt, Marmoush. That just adds another one into the fire because he had a great AFCON, despite Egypt failing once again to make it to the final.
He's a great player as well, and he's kind of getting overshadowed a little bit with Cherokee there and everything, but he's still a great creative player.
Yeah, absolutely. But so the point, I'm taking Man City to win 2-0. I think they do it relatively comfortably. They won 3-0 in the reverse fixture back in, when was that? September?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, September. And of course, Holland scored twice. Shocker. Anything else on this one before we move on to the other kind of important match?
I'm curious to see this game, actually. I'm curious to see the response from United with that, considering everything that's gone down. I'm actually very interested to see that. So I'm looking forward to this one a lot.
I'm curious to see what formation they go with.
Because
they were playing, weren't they mostly playing a 3 in the back with Emerim? And then they were playing 3 in the back, and then they played 4 in the back under Darren Fletcher. So we'll see what they play under Michael Carrick. Anyway, I don't think it'll matter. I think they'll get run away. Next one, Chelsea-Brentford. Also, new manager. As you know, we've enjoyed. That's been a common theme today.
Yep.
Brentford, as we were looking at the table, somehow are up in 5th place.
Mm-hmm.
They are 2 points ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea wins, they jump into 5th place, depending on other results around them. But the Bees have been on fire as of late. Haven't lost any of their last 5 Premier League matches, right? 6 Premier League matches. They lost once in the EFL Cup to Man City, and then they beat Sheffield Wednesday this past weekend in the FA Cup. So in their last 8 matches, they have lost once. That's not a bad run of form.
Not at all.
What do you expect in this one? Because first of all, you're just as surprised as I am that Brentford's 5th place, considering they lost both their forwards from last season and their manager.
Yeah, and they're kicking ass. This is my 1-1 game this week.
Okay.
I think Chelsea looks better. I think they look like the better team. I do think they're the better team. But I think Brentford sneaks out a point. I really do. And I think for me, 1-1 just feels like the right score. Now, if I had to pick a team to win, I'm still going to go Chelsea. I still think they've got a very good squad. It hasn't gone quite to plan recently. But I just feel like Brentford's going to find a way to snag a goal and get a point. So I'm going 1-1.
I don't hate that. And, I mean, if it's as exciting as the first match these two played this season, sign me up. That one finished 2-2 with Caicedo scoring in the 85th minute to give Chelsea a 2-1 lead before Carvalho scored in the 93rd minute to tie it up for Brentford at home. I think that's where the difference is made this time. Chelsea is at home. It's at Stamford Bridge. Those fans are going to have to be up for it with the new manager. But all the injuries that Chelsea are having as well. Cole Palmer's once again injured. Reece James continues to be injured. A whole lot of other players are injured. I do think they have enough talent. They will get a win. I think it'd be 2-1 maybe, but I'm not convinced that it's going to be easy by any means.
Yeah.
And it's also Chelsea's managers, whose name I continued, Liam Rosenoir. His first match in charge of Chelsea in the Premier League. He's so far 0-1 managing them, with the loss against Arsenal the other day, because I don't think he managed against Charlton Athletic.
Yeah.
No, he did not. Oh, well. Anything else on any other specific games before we run through our predictions for the rest of them?
Let's do the predictions. Let's hop into it.
Starting off, I guess the first one up on Saturday morning, Leeds hosting Fulham. I am optimistic, but not getting carried away. Leeds have been on the best form of any newly promoted team as of late. Went 7 matches unbeaten before blowing it and completely losing to Newcastle 4-3 in a hell of a game.
Great game.
Should have not conceded a 102nd minute goal. The fact that there was meant to be 10 minutes of stoppage time to begin with, and they scored 2 minutes after the stoppage time was supposed to be over. That's one that Leeds should have won and gave up a 91st minute penalty and then a 102nd minute winner or loser. But I'm taking Leeds back at Ellen Road. Been on fire there. Fulham's been good recently, but bias wins out this time. I'm going 2-1.
I don't have a problem with that at all. You know why? Same exact score, 2-1 Leeds. I'm feeling that, dare I say, another Brendan Aronson goal.
God, he's been
actually playing like a footballer recently.
Yes, he has been. He's been having. He still does have moments of stupidity, and he did have one of those against Newcastle. But he has gained back the good graces of Leeds fans.
He has, because he's actually playing well for the first time.
He is.
But that's not why I'm thinking Leeds is going to win. I think the form is contagious. Even though they lost 4-3 to Newcastle, y'all still scored 3 goals on Newcastle.
And it's pretty much
in your hands.
Yeah, and it's been since Daniel Farke changed the formation around that Leeds have actually been playing well. So clearly he knows something.
Now, I will say Fulham's been pretty good recently, and I don't think it's any coincidence that as soon as Anthony Jedi Robinson comes back, they're pretty damn good again. And I know he's just a left back, but when you get one of your better players back from a serious injury and he starts playing well, that does have an impact on the whole team.
Oh, yeah.
And also Jimenez has been very good. So,
yes, I mean, they're just hot.
They're good right now. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if I'm wrong. I just have a feeling that Leeds get this done.
Yeah, that's the same thing, but it would not surprise me one bit if Fulham go into Ellen Road and win, considering they have gone unbeaten in 7 of their last 8 as well. Yeah. Moving on down the line, Liverpool hosting Burnley. Any shot for Burnley, or how much do they get battered by, considering Liverpool is also home?
3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to Liverpool, but I think it could very well be 4 or 5. Sunderland hosting Crystal Palace. I'll let you go with this one.
This one to me is another very good game. Right now, I mean, Sunderland's fallen off the pace a little bit. Kind of figured that would happen at a certain point. But, I mean, they're still in 10th place. They're only 3 points off Brentford. And then Palace is sitting right now in 13th, but they're only, 5 points off Brentford. So it's all still very close up there. I'm really excited for this game. I think this is going to be a well-fought contest. And this is, I'm going 2-2 in this one. I'm feeling a little bit of goal action here. Second tie, I feel like I usually don't pick draws, but in this one, I just feel a draw coming. So I'm going 2-2. I think it's a pretty good game.
That's funny you say that, because I was picking a draw in this one as well. I was going to go 1-1, but partially because Crystal Palace's recent form, loss, draw, loss, draw, loss. This would be a draw. However, they have to show something, and they have to come out fighting. I know it's on the road, but after that diabolical loss to Macclesfield FC, they need to prove something, and they need to get something from this one. I do think they get a draw. I think, like I said, 1-1. But Tottenham, West Ham, London derby again. I can see West Ham getting something here.
Really?
Just the way Tottenham's been just terrible as of late. Even in the Cups, they've looked bad. We're not saying West Ham's been good, but I just have a feeling this is the kind of game that they're going to mess up one way or another. Tottenham is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying West Ham's going to win by any means. I don't think they do win. I do think I think they could get a point, but I do think Tottenham's going to win ultimately. I just don't think that it's going to be one that's like, oh yeah, I'm picking Tottenham. hands overhead. I'm more thinking West Ham will have a chance at stealing the point here.
I'd love that 1,000%, but I'm going Tottenham. I'm very anti-West Ham. I did say I think out of West Ham, Burnley, West Ham's more likely to claw their way out, but I don't think they ultimately will. I'm going 2-0 Tottenham. I think they look at these upcoming 2 fixtures as huge opportunities to turn the tide, if you will, a little bit, flip the script, all those things, and get back on track. So I think they win 2-0. I think this is a big one for them.
I can see that. Forest hosting Arsenal. Your boys get it done?
We better. We freaking better. I think we do. I think we look all right. I don't think we look great. I'm not going to lie. But I think we look all right. I think we win 2-0 ultimately. But I don't think it's anything coming out of it like, oh, we played so well.
Yeah, I'm taking 3-0. I do think you guys come out and look really good against a very poor Forest team. Wolves, I think we have the same answer. Wolves hosting Newcastle. I'm taking Newcastle 2-0.
Newcastle by at least 2 goals. Throw Wolves a bone. Fuck it, 3-1, but they lose by 2 goals.
Yeah. Aston Villa hosting Everton.
Give me Villa.
At home.
Yep, gotta give me Villa. I actually don't mind Everton still. I stand by that, but give me Villa, dude. Villa's good.
Yeah, the way they've been playing this year.
They're at home.
Yeah, they are. It's at Villa Park.
It's so hard.
Give me Villa. I'll go 1-0. I don't think it should be 1-0. I think it should be more. I think it's gonna be one of those games that Villa just doesn't take their chances. It's a Jordan Pickford game, let me put it that way, where he stands on his head.
He does do that. But I'm going 2-0. I think they overwhelm Everton a little bit, especially in the second half. I think Everton starts higher, and that's when we see the goals.
Seagulls of Brighton hosting the Cherries of Bournemouth. Who do you got in this one?
A little coastal derby, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta go Brighton. I think Bournemouth losing Semenyo and then dealing with some injuries. I think this year it's going to be a wash for them. I don't think they go down or anything crazy like that, but I got to go Brighton in this one, especially because they're at home. That always kind of gives – when I'm kind of on the fence a little bit, I'm feeling one team, but I'm not sure. But I see they're at home. I always have to use that. It's kind of my reasoning. So I'm going to use that in this as well. Is it lazy? Yes, but give me Brighton. Give me 2-1.
Yeah, same scoreline. I just think Bournemouth, and also hoping Bournemouth continues to drop points so Leeds can get a little bit further away from the relegation zone. But I do think Brighton's the better team, and with Semenyo going, maybe it does open it up for someone else, but I just don't know who that somebody else would be because no one else on that team's really been playing all that well this season.
I don't think anyone this season especially will be able to replicate what he did early on. When they were in their hot form and they were like top 6, I don't think anyone's going to be able to replicate that at all.
No,
so
I completely agree. Just have a few more games. That is the end of the Premier League, but we were going to because we ran over an hour, which is not surprising. But just going to run through a few more games, big ones for this weekend. Senegal against Morocco, African Cup of Nations final in Morocco. Who is going to be the champion of Africa?
It feels like destiny that Morocco wins this. You know what I mean? It feels like destiny for them to do it. They're at home. They're by far the best team in all of Africa. Players they have are great players. They play so well together as a team, and the energy behind it all. Because of that, I think they lose. I've seen this happen before where teams should win. They're like, set up for them to do it. And I was literally saying it early on. I think they win it when we were talking before we started the show. But as I'm sitting here, football is one of those games that is not fair. It is not just. And that's why we love it. I think Senegal gets it, man. I really do. I think they get in extra time and they break some hearts. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not opposed. And for me, the crazy thing is I'm just looking back at the African Cup of Nations winners in the past. The last one, 2023, was the first time since 06 that a team won on home soil, and that was the Ivory Coast, who pulled off a miracle run 2 years ago when they fired their manager after the group stage, played with an interim manager, and ran through the rest of the tournament to victory. However, when Egypt won it in 2006 at home, that was the second year in a row, or second edition in a row, with Tunisia winning it in 2004. History repeats itself. Morocco will be the African Cup of Nations champions for the first time since 1976.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it goes extra time, though, because these always seem to.
Yeah, extra time seems like the right call.
Oh, with AFCON? Absolutely.
I don't know, dude.
I could see Senegal getting it, but I'm just kind of going with that random history.
Yeah, last time a host has won, other than 2023, was 2004. But it would be cool to see go win it. I would say that, and I think they're the most deserving on paper. You know, they are the best team on that continent, best national team on that continent right now.
Oh, definitely.
But because of that, I feel like
yeah, and I mean Senegal's had kind of coming up on the end of their golden era, where this will be the third final in 4 editions of the African Cup of Nations. They lost the first one to Algeria, then beat Egypt on penalties. The game I'm honestly just as excited for is that, and I know it won't be as much of a hype, but Egypt-Nigeria in the third place match should be a banger.
Yeah.
You have any prediction on that? I'm going Nigeria.
I'd go Nigeria. I thought they'd make the final, to be completely honest.
I did too.
I said that pre-tournament. They got close. But I think Nigeria, and I'm still miffed by the fact that they're going to miss the World Cup.
Oh, it's crazy.
Considering the talent they have, I mean, it's ridiculous.
But if the AFCON's reminded me of anything, I can't wait for the African fans to be in the U.S. They're so much fun. Great atmospheres at a lot of the games.
We need those ticket prices to go down, by the way.
I know.
I'm sure they will come game time for like Jordan, Algeria. That's in the Bay Area. I'm looking at trying to get to that game. I'm sure I can find some cheaper tickets come a week out. But
I'm trying to drive over to Atlanta and go see Uzbekistan versus the winner of whoever comes out of Jamaica, New Caledonia, and the DRC.
For the common man, I think that's how we see the World Cup. You can't go see these crazy games.
No.
They're going to be expensive. You wait, the tickets are going to be expensive for now, but I bet you demand will not be super high for that, especially considering the ticket price.
You're not going to get your regular just people going to see Jordan, Algeria, or wanting to go see random teams. Oh, well. Game of the tournament, Egypt, Iran, in Seattle.
Oh my gosh, that one's crazy.
Oh, that's so funny. We won't go to the deep.
I'm back. I'm glad that they're still gonna go and do it. Like, you come to our country, you have to. I mean, when Qatar hosted it,
Qatar, you had to follow their rules for the most part.
So you got to deal with it here. So,
4 more just rapid ones. It's the NFL playoffs divisional round. Bills or Broncos?
Go Bills, dude.
Yep.
Gotta go Bills. Josh Allen every day.
Pats and Texans.
The Pats are damn good, which is so crazy to me. But Drake May is a dog. Give me the freaking Pats.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans. Do I actually think they're gonna win? Maybe not, but that defense is legit.
It's so good, dude. That fourth quarter. Woo.
Bears and who are the Bears hosting? The Rams.
Yeah.
In Chicago, in the cold. LA's coming to town.
It's gonna be fucking.
I kind of think the Bears can steal it.
I think because it's cold, they win. Like, as simple as that is, dude. You play in LA in a dome, and now you got to come up here and.
But with that being said, I thought that's what was going to happen to Houston when they went to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I don't know. Chicago's riding some crazy energy right now with the Bears.
Yeah. And that crowd is going to be insane,
dude.
And then last but not least, I can imagine it's probably a party, cool. Especially after beating the Packers.
Oh, dude, it was nuts.
Were you up there for that game? You were already up in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I was up here. I didn't end up going to it.
Yeah, no, but did you go out to a bar? Oh, okay.
No, I needed to. Unfortunately I had plans already. Not unfortunately. I was on a date with a friend. But yeah, like
priorities.
fucking God, I was like sitting at all. What's all do anything crazy? And I'm sitting there, and she's like, "You can check the score. I know you want to." I'm like,
yeah. Like, yes. Yeah. And last one, Niners going to Seattle. The crippled Niners against the number 1 seed.
I gotta go Niners. I actually kind of like the Niners. I think my time in Bay Area kind of mellowed me on them. So
yeah, that's the team I support. So and they're part owners of Leeds. So bang bang Niner gang. Am I completely calm about the game? Yes, because we're playing a third string team. Will come game time, I'd be saying, yeah, the Niners can go and win 100%. But there we have it, folks. We got a little bit of everything today. So thank you guys for watching per usual. Make sure you click that subscribe button below so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. We will see you next week.